Congratulations on the purchase of your new handsome She-Devil bike. Let's open it up and see what's inside. You should have a small box of parts and a partially assembled bike. Using a scissors, carefully open up the box at the seam. Inside the small parts box, you'll find a saddle, a seat post, pedals, a bag with reflectors, pedal washers and end tips, and a quick release skewer. Using a bike stand, secure the back wheel in place. If you do not have a bike stand, we encourage you to find a friend to help keep your bike stable. Now let's go ahead and carefully remove all the packaging on your new bike. After removing the packaging, it should look something like this. Pull the rear brake cable onto the side of the stem that is the non-drive side. Using a 4mm Allen wrench, remove the stem faceplate. Then center your handlebars in the stem, making sure that the cables are not twisted, and reinstall the faceplate. Don't tighten it up all the way though. We'll do all the fine-tuning later. First, let's install the quick release skewer. Unscrew the smaller end and insert into the hub. Sliding the spring on first, then screw the skewer back together. Find the direction arrow on the side of the tire. This will tell you which way to install. Remove the plastic fork saver from the front dropout and place the front wheel in the fork. Center it by using the small hole in the fork crown right above the tire. Then tighten the nut until the lever has resistance at halfway closed, and then flip the skewer. You should see closed on the outside of the lever when you are done. Grab a 5mm Allen wrench and loosen the bolt on the brake pad so you can start aligning the pad with the frame. Then clip the quick release to the noodle. Tighten the bolt on the brake pad, making sure to keep it centered and aligned with the frame. Now grab a screwdriver and tighten the bolt towards the bottom of the brake arm. This step may be unnecessary if the brake is already centered. Squeeze your brakes and make sure they feel good. Your brakes shouldn't feel too tight or too squishy, and both pads should hit the rim at the same time. Pedals are left and right specific, so make sure you install the right pedal on the right side, the drive side, and the left on the non-drive side. Grab the lubricant, put one pedal washer on each side, and then put a small dab on the end of the pedal threads. This next part is very important. Before you install, please note that the right pedal is regular threaded and the left pedal is reverse threaded. Now grab a 15mm wrench and install the pedals. If you encounter significant resistance or the pedal does not seem to be going on straight, back it off immediately and start again. You can also install the pedals by simply backpedaling the bike. Thread each pedal until completely tight with the wrench. Grab the lubricant and put a generous dab where the seat post will go. Use a 5mm Allen wrench to loosen the bolt on the seat post clamp and insert the seat post. Grab a 6mm Allen wrench and loosen the bolt of your seat post. Pivot the top plate 90 degrees and place the seat rails in the grooves on the lower plate of the seat post. Then pivot the top plate back 90 degrees. Now tighten the seat post. For all of our adjustments, we'll be using a 4mm, 5mm, or 6mm Allen wrench. To find the measurement of your seat post, locate your pelvic bone or your hip bone and set it to that height. You can also adjust your seat angle to your preference by simply loosening the screw and changing the angle and placement of the seat. Stand over the bike, taking hold of the handlebars. Adjust them to your preference and secure the bars by tightening the bolts on the faceplate. Make sure that the bars are still centered in the stem. We can now adjust the angle of the brake and shift levers. Loosen the bolts on the underside of the brake and shift levers. They should be easy for you to reach while you are riding your bike. So just as you did with the handlebar, you can play with their angle so that they feel most comfortable to you. Once you have them set, retighten the bolts on the underside of the levers. One last check to make sure everything is centered and aligned. Be sure to go through and continue to tighten each bolt until fully tightened with the wrench. Now it's time to pump up those tires to 85 psi. Remove the dust cap, spin the nut counterclockwise, and press with your finger to break the air seal. We suggest keeping your tires at 85 psi at all times, as it will decrease your chances of getting a flat. When completed, spin the nut clockwise to fully close and put the dust cap back on. Finally, the drop test. Make sure there is minimal rattle and everything stays in place. Twist at the bars, push on the levers, attempt to twist the saddle, nothing should move. And there you have it. Your handsome she-devil is ready to ride.